This is the Virginia postgame press conference with head coach Brian O'Connor, student athletes Ethan Anderson and Griff O'Ferrall. Coach will begin things with an opening statement.
Yeah, thank you. Certainly to start off, we're disappointed in the outcome and, how we played overall. That doesn't take anything away from what Florida State did. They were very opportunistic offensively. Arnold is certainly really talented. He was doing a nice job of throwing his fastball on both sides of the plate, and really his slider for a high percentage of strikes was really good. But I thought our guys battled him, and the game was decided in the seventh inning. They had one run in and 2 outs, and they ended out tacking on 6 runs with 2 outs. And if you just manage that inning a little bit better to 2 or 3 runs, it's a different ball game because, certainly our offensive club showed, as they have all year, that even though we gave up the 7 runs in the top of the 7th, we responded back with 5 and we're, back within striking distance, especially in this ballpark. But, our guys fought the whole way and, we just didn't have enough. And I thought Joe Savino did a good job. I thought they were really good against him, but it was time, based on his pitch count and who was up and the situation, to make a change. And we just, really in that 7th inning didn't do what we need to and finish off an inning with making some pitches. But that's a credit to them, right? A couple of times with 2 strikes, we didn't locate the ball where we need to, and they took advantage of it and had a big inning.
We'll now take questions. If you have a question on Zoom, please use the raise hand function, but we'll start in-house.
I was gonna say that in that 7th inning, you trying to just play the matchups, just go to anybody who could keep the score close. What was the plan there?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it, based on how they were doing against Joe, just really felt like it was the time to, make the move. And, Barker's been pitching so good lately. And, you look at a stat sheet, what splits would tell you, you want Barker in that scenario facing Tibbs. And he walked him, in that inning. And then, in the 7th inning, they did a nice job of getting 2 singles with, to lead off the inning. They were trying to bunt there with the runner on first and got to 2 strikes, and, their pinch hitter put a nice swing on it. And then we were just matching up and just couldn't, and it worked. We got 2 outs and brought Aiden Teal in, and unfortunately he couldn't throw a slider for a strike, and they were on his fastball. And, even after that, bringing Osinski in, he had some opportunities to finish the inning and didn't do it. And so, those guys have been doing the job very well lately, and it just didn't work out for us today.
It was 7 pitchers today, starting with that 7th inning. How do you kind of evaluate where the staff is and how they can handle this style of postseason?
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. It's one game. They didn't do the job in 1 inning, and it is what it is. They're going to be called upon next weekend, and I think down this stretch run here, I think our pitching staff has pitched very, very well, and we have confidence in them, and they need to learn. It's about constantly learning about the situation you're in and managing it and executing it. They didn't do the job today, but I know I have full confidence in next weekend that they will do the job.
Even what made Arnold so tough today, facing him? What was tough about being in the batter's box against him?
Yeah, he's a great pitcher. Throughout the year he's thrown pretty well, and he commands all his pitches and doesn't miss the spots. Doesn't take away from the fact that we have to have a great approach against him. Taking away that slider, back foot to the righties that he was throwing really well. Being able to take that and, seeing the slider up and attacking his fastball.
What was your approach against? You got a couple of hits and people in the homer.
Yeah, I mean, obviously going into that game, knowing how great of a pitcher he is, how great of a season he's had, just trying to keep things simple, you know, a lot of times when you face an arm like that, you can think too much and dive into too much of what he's doing. Obviously he was mixing both pitches in the zone, which is, you know, really tough to adjust to, but, just try and keep things simple and trust kind of how we prepared for the game, I guess.
Griff, you made a few really good defensive plays. Like, what goes into your preparations, defensive work, and your speed and all your training and stuff?
Yeah, you know, I think I've kind of grown a love of defense, and kind of working on the little parts of it, the little details that sometimes, you know, get lost. You know, I honestly just really enjoy it. So, you know, during practice days, I try and make it game-like and treat every, you know, practice day ground ball like it is in a game. So that, you know, when it gets to the game, I can kind of just be athletic and kind of let the game happen. Yeah.
Brian, what was the explanation on Whelan's playing center?
There is no explanation, you know, when you go to review, you know, they determine, you know, what happened. In most cases, they don't give you an explanation. So I'm sure it was probably whether or not he maintained control of the ball. It's not just a matter of catching it. When you hit a wall or you dive, you still have to maintain control of the ball. So I don't know. I'm sure, you know, they saw it that he did not maintain control of the ball. And I assume that's the case.
Florida State was kind of threatening there to run rule you guys, and then of course you played it live in the bottom half of the frame. What was kind of going through your mind, or what was being said in the dugout that led to that bounce back frame?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've been put in a couple situations this year where, you know, we can either roll over or fight back, and our offense has shown a lot of toughness when that has happened. And, you know, obviously we were in a tough situation in that part of the game, but, you know, we kind of saw it as an opportunity to show kind of what we got. You know, we're not gonna be that team who kind of rolls over when we're down a bunch of runs. You know, and I think that was kind of shown. And the thing about our offense is as long as we don't try and do too much and we kind of just string them together, we're pretty dangerous. So I think we just kind of used it as an opportunity.
Coach Bobby Whalen, he's been moved up in the order in the last month or so. What's it like having him behind Griff? He was really good today as well. It's like having two leadoff guys.
Well, and Bobby's had a great year for us and he's earned that. And so he hits second for us when we're facing a left-handed starter. You know, when we're facing a right-handed starter, he hits at the bottom of the order. And so, you know, he's been very, very consistent. I mean, the guy's played an entire college baseball season. He's hitting over 400. There's not many people in the country that are doing that. So he just has, you know, competitive at bats every time up there, and, you know, gives us the best chance. And so that's why he's there, because of the production and the consistency that he's shown all year long.
Brian, big picture question, the resume, in terms of hosting next week and potentially hosting the following week, do you guys feel like you have what's needed?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, to win at the level that we have, to finish fourth overall in the conference in the regular season, that's what it's about. It's a body of work over the entire season. And, you know, listen, we've won, you know, 41 ball games, you know, to be 41 and 15 in this league is incredibly impressive. So I have no question that, you know, the committee will make the right decision and that we'll be playing home next weekend. You know, but we'll leave that up to them. But, you know, the strength of this league throughout the year, there's going to be a number of host sites in our league. And I believe with every fiber of my body and knowing this league for 20 years that you do what we did this year, that warrants us an opportunity to play at home next weekend. And then, you know, I know when you get into considering what teams are top 8 teams, you know, there's a lot that goes into that, and it's a very, very fine line. And, you know, those people are on the committee for a reason, and they're very educated on college baseball and each individual team that might have that opportunity. And, you know, they'll make the decision that they feel is best for the field.